What's up, YouTube? Cdog back with another Transformers review. This is on the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Leader Class Shockwave. Yes, that's right, I'm back. So remember to check out me at Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Cdog Cdog 4, all lowercase, no spaces. Link will be in the description below. Share with your friends. Check out my playlist and make sure to click on that notification bell so you can get all of my upcoming videos. Also, make sure to check out showzstore.com, where you can get all of official and third-party figures for the best competitive prices with free shipping to the US. So make sure to check them out. Link will be in the description below, although it might take an hour before I put it up, but it will be there regardless. So let's check out the figure. Alright, first we'll just check out the box real quick. As you can see, there's the front, Decepticon Shockwave. They even have it on the side there. Cool art of Shockwave on the left side. Very nice, leader class. Top of the packaging, whoop. Side of the packaging. And the back of the packaging, hopefully there's less glare. Just say it's combat ready, transforms in 28 steps, and shows the cross-cell is Ultra Magnus at leader class. Alright, so here he is out of the packaging. He does come with an instruction booklet, as you can see here. Decepticon Shockwave has that. One thing that's cool, I actually figured it out without instructions, but one thing I was looking at is if you open it up, you have a little list of what his different weapons are. So it shows it points. These are the outside emitters, the ones that go up on his shoulders, kind of like his secondary arm cannons. Gamma disruptor launchers. And it shows the strength of those. So that's pretty cool. And then his actual left hand arm cannon is a thermal range neuron beam. And then his wait a minute. Then oh yeah, these are the bottom. I didn't see it because I was looking through the camera. Dual pulse radiograph bio cannons are what he attaches to his bottom of his feet in combined mode. Anyways, moving right along. So let's get that out. Get him nice and put these away. He's very awesome. I absolutely love him. There's one flaw that mine has that makes that ratchet noise, but no ratchets down. This one's much better. It's more buttery. It's still nice and tight. But it's still tight. It's just noisy and annoying more than anything else. And it feels like kind of weird. And so I'm not really a fan of that. But I'm sure I can get another one. And I don't know. I don't know. Or not. It's fine the way it is. But he does come with some parts. So you get the actual figure. And then you get different parts. So we have this part, which is all combinable to them. And the way you do with this is you just leave it like that. And then we have this part. And I kind of keep them like this just to kind of have like, basically like self-controlled, robotic, AI probably controlled weapons that just kind of float around with them, kind of similar to Iron Man. But you can separate this from there. Separate that. And then you have one shoulder pad ready to go. He does have double joints. You got there. We have a swivel here. Well, we'll go more into that in articulation, I suppose. But you have a swivel up there too. So you can get double joints for here, unlike his regular arms. But you can see the details there on the side, like kind of like jet engines. And he's got that wear on both sides, but more so you want this on the front side when you're combining them. So we have that, and then you have his foot cannon. So very cool, regardless. And then we have another one. You separate that. And the way these attach is you have a peg, and then there's a secondary pin right there that goes in there, so it locks. Like, because if you just had that, it would be able to spin, but they put a secondary one, so you lock it in. Whoops. And now it doesn't spin. So I think that's awesome. Plus, they also put a little tab right there that goes and locks it in like that, so it stays in nice and locked. But we'll separate those, and there you go, like that. Then he also has this cannon, and this has articulation here. You can actually fold out guns like this. And we'll show you all of that. But I like the clear translucent plastic it uses. It's like a smoky clear. And you got different, basically like some kind of photon beam. You can see all the nice purple plastic they use. Beautiful purple plastic. You have a nice silver kind of trim around the details there. You have some silver paint on the guns on each side there. And then all the tech detailing molded into the plastic. Very nice. For the figure himself, he's awesome. He's got a ball jointed head, so you can kind of go back and forth, plus you can swivel, and you can go down and up to some degree. I wonder if you move this, if that would make any difference, but I don't think it will, because they still have this big thing in the back of his head. So, yeah. But you can still look up a slight degree. I think you kind of have to do it like that or something, but it looks down too a little bit. So you have some, and then of course you can range like that. You have silver painted on his ears or antenna, and then he's got nice light piping. As you can see, it's covered up there, and then boom. And look how bright that is. That is just awesome. I love it. It's great articulation. Get some more of that smoky plastic, smoky clear plastic or translucent underneath, or there with some underneath is like a kind of a lavender purple. You got 2 Decepticon symbols tampoed on his arms in the correct animation, correct place. I believe in the toy it was right here, which is cool too. You can see the little light piping there. So yeah, and he's got a little black kind of gunmetal paint around that eye, and then silver metallics on the antenna itself. And then he's got some silver paint on the bottom of his feet, along with some of that kind of, and then you got some gunmetal, or I guess it would be more like metallic silver. You also get these. Those are for out mode. But he does have this, and this is actually comes out on a little peg, and you can plug it into all other different parts. That part doesn't come out, but you have all kinds of options of where you can plug it. I mean, and pretty much any place you want, just in case you were curious. So we'll just remove that just to show you, and then you can put it back. But it's perfectly in the articulation. Doesn't really hinder at all. They did a great job with it, so that is good. But speaking back to the articulation, so you go back and forth like that, up and down a little bit, left and right. You can go fully out 90 on the shoulder there, plus you have this joint right there. So very nice. You get a swivel that will go 360 if you need it to. No butterfly or anything like that other than the up and down. And then he's got a bicep swivel. You get a 90, a little over 90. Let's see, it's about maybe 100-degree bend or so, just over 90. You get the swivel. You also get wrist swivels, or I guess we should show you over here because it makes more sense. But they go 360. It's on this mushroom peg, but it's also hidden. See. Also, I wanted to show they do have fillers for the inside thighs, not for the bottom parts, but I'm sure they'll probably come up with parts for that too, for a third party or something. But that's what they used to give us all the time, was a filler, and that looks much better. Plus, they orchestrated with the transformation, the inside hollow part to the outside and covered it up. So it looks great. It feels great. Very sturdy plastic. Good, nice, thick, strong joints. Everything is nice and solid. There's no going around that. You do have a waist swivel. You can go 360. Continuing on with the legs, you can go out, you can go forward, you can go back. You get the mid-thigh swivel, so you can do one of these if you need to, or whatever. You do get 90-degree bend at the knee, and you do get some ankle tilt. But no front to back. There's absolutely no front to back. It's just ankle tilts, but with the big feet he has, which Shockwave is known for big feet, it looks great. So the way to kind of arm him up, or combine him, I guess you could say, would be start off by the feet. So you go, grab this. You want the fin on the outside. And actually, you know what? We're going to show you one real quick thing. First, I'm going to show you how to do it into gun mode. You know what? We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that first. Okay, so what you want to do here is you want to grab this little fingernail here and pull this down. Flip the head back, and then there's those ears will go back in those little divots, so they fit nicely. And then just fit that back like that. Next, you take the arms, and we're going to disconnect this first, like that. You take the arms and just bring them up like that. And you don't want to really remove them or move them around. You just want them straight up. They make it easy like that, which is really cool. Easier the transformation, the better, especially when it's involved. And then you bring this back on this kind of double hinge, and then it opens up from the top, I believe. So, does this work? Oh, right, this way. So go like that. And before you bring this, you can bring this down and over. Right? Like that. And then you can put that tab right back into that slot right there. And then that actually keeps everything together like that. Next up, you want to take these and rotate the thigh swivels 180 degrees. Next, you go to the inside and you remove these. You can do it first if you want, if it's easier for you. But you open up that, bring that down. That'll give you a combiner wurst kind of style leg, which you bring up and over into like that. Okay. I feel like, yeah, I guess that's right. And then the same thing with this side. So you bring this out, down, and then you swivel it up. You also want to make sure this is hinged out, so you kind of have a handle kind of deal. This is my unofficial gun mode, just to show you guys. You want to push those tab together there, and then this swivels at the waist, but you can lock it together. There's a little tab slot right there, and then these tabs. So you bring these together first, and then you tab it together there and there. So you just tab that together, and then you take that tab and put it in that slot like I was talking about. And that locks the waist for the most part. And then you just take this and bring this to, I mean, you can do that if you want. What I used to do is bring it up here. So like that, and then you have his gun mode. So it's unofficial gun mode. So there you go with that, which is really cool. So very nice. That's what it looks like from the front. You get that nice kind of photon beam emitter, and you get the cannon handle. So very nice. All right, so bringing him back to a robot real quick, just to show you how to combine them. You want to take this and you bring this fin on his outside. So you would take that hole right there and that one tab, and then you tab it together, and it's got a nice tight fit, so it doesn't, and it kind of fits on there, so it doesn't rotate or anything. It nicely fits. You can bring that up or leave it flat or whatever. You can bring it out like that if you want to. Same thing on this side. Just put that in there like that. Fold this up like that if you want. Okay. Next, you want to go out here. If these were tabbed in, then you just untab them, bring them out. You want the silver, more metallic silver side, not the darker side facing frontward. And then you use that tab on the outside of his shoulder right there. So it just kind of tabs in there like that. Same thing on this side. You want to tab that in there like that. My arm's still hurting, so excuse me if I have to use opposite arms and stuff. My shoulder, I mean. It's my arm, but anyways. Then you would go back here, and you want to use these tabs for the outside tab ports right there and there. So you kind of fit it over like this. Let me get that up. And tab one side in, and then go down and kind of line that up. Tab the other. You can pull it out if that's easier. Getting his legs out of the way, and you want to re-tab everything back in, and you can either have it in like this if you want, or you can have it out. There's a number of things you can do. You can put that up You can do all kinds of things. But the main thing you want to really do is just kind of leave it. You want these folded up for now. And the official way is that. Kind of, it's like some tails. And that is his combined mode, I guess you could call it. And it's very cool. I love this toy, man. Very cool. So as you can see there, and for articulation, like I was showing you, you have the double joint. It will swivel up there, and you have the two joint. You have the joint up there, or the hinge, I mean, and the hinge down here. That's what gives it the double joint. There's no other articulation on the piece. You got those kind of jet emitters out there. Yeah, and then you get down here, you have his cannons. So very, very cool. So gamma disruptor launchers are these things up here. And I think these swivel too, don't they? Yeah, these swivel too for some reason. But these are gamma disruptor launchers. Even though they look the same as this, they're not the same. This is actually called the thermal range neuron beam. And then these are the duo pulse radiograph biocannons. So you get some information there for you. Very, very cool. So you can still pose them and everything. They're very, very posable, these Siege figures. And we'll just give you a little comparison of what this figure looks like up next to another one or whatever. So as you can see, super posable. Alright, so just showing you a quick comparison here. Right there is a comparison with flywheels. Let's get his arms down. Flywheels. He's a little bit hunched, but not bad. And, here, well, it's not really a Siege figure, but there's another deluxe. Oops, it's Crowbar. So cool. I think it's Crowbar. Yeah. Alright, so to transform him back, you just want to remove these parts. Like that. There's a little bit of a hook on these, because the one thing that the gimmicks are, these little pegs right there, are those blast effects. You can kind of put it there like it got blasted in the arm or something, or even if you're a kid, you could probably pretend it shoots out there. I don't think adults are going to do that, but you never know. It's possible. Then you just remove this again, just because I'm going to show you how to reattach everything. You do have some silver paint up in here and some hinges. Looks pretty good. And then take this down. And so the way you put this together is basically the way it was originally. Is you want to take these, fold these fins out, and then you take this, and you would take that little tab right there and slot it into that slot right there. And you kind of use that double joint to kind of lock it back like that. And then I want to say using yeah, so you would take that little pin right there and that pin, and then just line these up, and then the big part, obviously. So you have one side done. Once you get all that done, right like that. Something feels a little off, but probably not. Alright, next, same thing on the same other side. Put that like that, and take this and tab that together like this. What's going on here? There we go. And then we want to transform him back into that gun mode like thing. So again, we'll just do it real quick because it's really easy. But you want to flip this down, pulling usually a fingernail right there. Pull that down, fold this back, fold that in, but you want to line those two tabs into the slots right there and there. And then you can see the slots back here and here. There's on the back of his head, those tabs line up in there when you go back into robot mode. But we're not doing that, so anyways, close that. Bring these straight up. Before you do that, make sure to remember to unhook the 5mm tube tab. So make sure to have everything straight, and then just line it up like that. maybe put it a little open this up, go from this side, and you can have it come up. And then it kind of goes around, and then these fit in the top. Like that. And then you want to make sure that goes up into this little cavity up there. Bringing that down like this. Same thing here. You want to open these back up. So go from this front part. So see, this is the front. Those are the feet. That's the front of, okay. Open that out like that. And then rotate. Combiner war style it up. Bring this hinge out. Just like that. Same thing on this side. Bring out. Rotate around. Pull up. These will connect together like before. Making sure everything is tabbed together. There's 2 tabs up there, and then there's 2 tabs back here. Okay, no, there's just 1 set of tabs, but they're really tight right there. Just like that. Then you want to tab this together, and then tab that in there, just like I showed you before. The only difference is this time, why is it not? There we go. This time you want to take these fins right here and pull them out. And we're going to, instead of having it upside down into gun mode, we're going to have it right side up, kind of like Shockwave did. Also, additionally, you want to go under here and pull this out. And then there's another hinge right here, and it's kind of like a landing skid. There's landing skids all throughout, basically. So there we do that. Then you bring this tube back and you attach to the, I guess, upside down handle now. So different place there. Then you would come back here. Oops, sorry about my arm there. Ow. Damn, it still hurts. And we have a slot tab and a circular tab. So you want to line those up with the circular hole and the slot hole. Just like that on both sides. Just like that on both sides. Just like that, pulling out the wings. Like that. Like that. I love the little Shockwave eye. And it's even got the light piping. That's awesome. And then last but not least, we want to kind of fill up these holes. So what you do here is you revert these 180 degrees to the outside and open up the hinges. 180 degrees to the outside, open up the hinges. That way the hollow is kind of facing outward, I think. Yeah. Right? Is that what we're going to do? Or maybe it's the other way. No, it is the other way, so I had it the opposite. But regardless, you want it like that, so you can put that. Then you're going to open it up. We're going to redo this again. You want the guns on the top. Top meaning the eye is the top here. So, oops, son of a gun. So we want that to to peg in there, and then to peg in there. Oops, did I show you that? Hopefully. So you basically just peg these back into place, just like I showed you before. Like that. You probably saw it, but we go this there like that. Then these will come up, but the important thing is now you have tabs right there that slot into that little minor slot. So tab that in first. And sometimes they won't line up right. And if they don't line up right, that means you don't have the whole contraption on together right. And then there's another one there. You can see the other tab there. And there's another thing there. And they're actually in different sizes. Like, I believe... Let me look again. Yeah, one's lower than the other. So it must be the way it's put together. Anyways, you want to tab those in, both sides. What did I do wrong here? Because this is open. And I already had that tabbed in. But hold on, guys. Let me just get that. There we go. And then last but not least, oh, that's because this hinge is breaking out. Okay, and then you want to tab that tab right there together. And that is final. And there you have, see, it kind of fills up all those holes up in here. And you have some guns. And there you have Shockwave in his full ship mode. Very nice. You got the jet propulsions on the back. And then even more jets. I think those are meant to be kind of jets. Which is really cool. And you get some guns You get the dual pulse radiograph biocannons. And you get these little photon guns down here. And then you have the photon beam thing down here, which they don't actually give a name for. But, you know, you also have the gamma ray disruptors here. So very cool figure. Giving you an idea of scale. And like I said, you have this landing gear kind of here. Kind of skid that comes out. You can do it either or like that. I think it's like that. Kind of. Or have it all the way down as a landing skid. It's pretty cool. It kind of gives you a little bit of a hovering feeling. But the whole thing itself is 10 inches long and 8.5 inches wide. So in robot mode, he is approximately 6 3/4 inches high to the top of his head, and his ears are probably just a touch taller. And then if you put on his boots, he is a little bit taller than that. He is 7 inches exactly to the top of his antenna. So let me know what you think of the review. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe for more toy reviews. And as always, stay awesome, stay subbed, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace, guys. That's a wrap. I serve only Megatron. Peace.